Welcome to Shore Perspectives, a community feature of WESR Radio, highlighting the spirit of the shore from those who call it home.
My name is Reverend Robert Garris Jr. I was born and raised on Church Road in Accomack. My best memories from growing up on Church Road is the village in which Church Road was, which included Doherty Road, Marion Smith Road. It was a great time to grow up in the 70s. I was born in 64, so I came into myself around 74, 75, 76, and making friends, having friends all over Accomack, white and black friends, down at Folly Creek with the Tyler boys and the Turner and the Custis family. As far as Deep Creek with the Pittman brothers, Jay Pittman, his brother Jerry. And even down with Wayne Browning and that family down at Davis Wharf. So growing up on Eastern Shore for me was good. I had a well-rounded upbringing. For some reason or another, other families took a liking to me, and I really appreciated it. And I just ran into Judge Glenn Tyler a few days ago at the Walmart in Only, and his father-in-law, Sheriff Ed R. Matthews, the late Sheriff Ed R. Matthews, used to pick me up from time to time and take me to Henderson's drugstore in Accomack and get me grilled cheese and french fries and ice cream cone and something to drink, and just check to make sure I was doing the right things in life. Now I'm 9, 10, 11, 12 years old. So that meant a lot to me, that people who didn't really have to care about me showed a lot of care for me. And they weren't all from Church Road, and they certainly weren't all black, but there were people who really took a liking to me, and I appreciate it. It's helped make me who I am today. My first call to ministry, I was young. I was 12, 13, and I had a pastor at that time. He was just funeralized last weekend. His name was Reverend Franklin J. West Sr., Reverend Dr. Franklin J. West Sr. He was such a down-to-earth pastor. He was the father of, I think, 5 children. And but one night, I was at my grandmother's house, on Saturday nights back in the 70s was Hee Haw. And I was about to watch an episode of Hee Haw with my great-grandmother Daisy. And all of a sudden, something said, you need to go outside for a minute. I went outside for a minute. When I went outside, I sat on the step. And God said, I have something for you to do. I want you to help young people. So in that calling to help young people, he says, I want you to preach. So now I'm a class clown. Don't have the best grades. All I love to do is play football, basketball, kickball, volleyball, anything to get dirty. I was never a couch potato. Wasn't an inside person, always outside. And I was wondering, Lord have mercy, you chose me to try to change lives in children who know how I am, which is have a good time, clown around. And he said, yeah, that's what I want you to do. So I was first licensed, actually at 13 years of age, as an exhorter in the AME church under the tutelage of Reverend Franklin J. West Sr. So memory has been very important to me, and my ability to memorize things and to remember things. It's been a great blessing to me because it takes me right back to Church Road and the people who treated me nicely and the houses that I spent the night at and where I went crabbing and riding bicycles and playing basketball and baseball and football. So memory, you should never forget where you come from. You should never forget who does nice things for you. My first grade teacher, may she rest in peace, her name was Miss Ellen White, a little, very small little lady that lived on Front Street in Accomack. That's my first grade teacher. She was a rock for me. My second grade teacher was Buck Boggs' wife, Susan. And she meant so much to me. And so that was my foundation. And in first and second grade, and then going to South Accomack, I had different teachers who played special roles in my life. And one teacher in particular that still is very important to me is Mr. Dennis Custis. Mr. Dennis Custis, the historian, the Eastern Shore historian. He was my basketball coach. He was my world history teacher. He was my two sisters' softball coach and their basketball coach. Myself and J.W. Kellum, who also grew up in Accomack on Littleton Avenue, we were the managers for Mr. Custis's softball team for 2 years. And so I gravitated towards Mr. Custis, he gravitated towards me, and even today we have a very, very, very good relationship, teacher-student, man-to-man, and I thank God for it. My first comedy competition was in 1989, maybe 1990, in San Diego County, California. Haven't been a class clown, served in the military. They called me Eddie Murphy in the military. I had hair then. They thought my sense of humor, my sergeants, my captains, my lieutenants, everybody thought my sense of humor was just fun as could be. But I never did stand-up comedy until I entered that competition in San Diego County and won first place. My first pastorate was in 2007 at Mount Nebo Baptist Church in Onancock. I was licensed and ordained at Matonkin Church on Route 13 in Parsley. This is a real and true story that any preacher or any pastor could tell you, and possibly any member of any church could tell you. Funny things happen at church. There are peculiar things that happen at church. People say funny things at church. They have funny actions at church. Weddings, sometimes people laugh at weddings when it comes time to say I do. At funerals, people share light-hearted moments about the deceased. And even preachers get up and tell humorous stories when they deliver their sermons. And so humor and the church and laughter is common day. Proverbs 17:22 says that laughter is the best medicine for the heart, for the spirit, for the soul. And so laughter is important in church because church is a place where a lot of people go who have been injured, who have been hurt, who have been wronged, and they come seeking refuge from those things that have happened in the past. And sometimes making them smile is the best thing a preacher or a pastor can do. But at the same time, church is also a place where things inadvertently can happen to a member that rubs the member the wrong way. And then the frown comes and the disdain comes, and the member is tempted to move to another church because something has happened at the current church. But I pray that the combination of a pastor or a preacher who's down to earth enough to tell jokes, to try to get people to see the lighter side of life, to turn some frowns upside down, and to let people know that everything's going to be okay after a while. Just be patient. As the Bible says, they that wait upon the Lord, He'll renew your strength. And so it's just all about trying to reach everyone. From children love laughter, parents love laughter, grandparents love laughter, great-grandparents love laughter. Anyone who doesn't laugh is doing themselves a great disservice. This world is it can be so stressful until you could just about self-combust from the stressors that are going on around us. Everything from politics to national security to the pandemic. We have just had a lot going on. With laughter, I think it's a good equalizer. It's an equalizer. It'll at least give you a break for, if not a few days, at least for a few moments to really get yourself back together. So coming from a preacher who loves to tell jokes, I'm only trying to reach everybody with something that the Bible says is good for everybody, which is laughter. And if God says it's good for your soul, I agree wholeheartedly that laughter is good for your soul. How many times have we been out in the public, in a public place, and we've tripped over a curb or a rock or a tree stump, and we've looked around to see if anybody saw us, and then we laugh at ourselves. And then sometimes we try to play it off as if, well, that's my normal gait, that's how I normally walk. But, you know, we should have been laughing at ourselves for years, because look at how many things we've tried to control when actually the control is in God's hands. And so laughing at ourselves should be a part of humanity, because we do make mistakes. We do sometimes crack some eggs and put them in a pan and forget to turn the burner on. And we come back ready to stir when there's no heat. How many times have we tried to fry chicken and then turn the grease on? And so we have a right to laugh at ourselves because we've made some silly, silly mistakes. Just a few days ago, I was looking all over the house for my glasses, and they were up on my head. So what can I do? I got to laugh at myself because I didn't feel them there. I didn't look in the mirror. I was just looking all in the cushions for my glasses, and they were right there on top of my head. So laughing at yourself is human. My job is to try to put a smile on your face, and it's not just for me, but God would also want you to have a smile on your face. Life is too short to sit around all tight and tense and grouchy and grumpy. And God says once again that the best medicine for the soul and the heart is laughter.
For Shore Perspectives and WESR Radio, I'm Kelly Gaskell.